Madison police say a taser like this didn't work in what became an officer-involved shooting over the weekend. I'm Dannika Lewis with more on how these weapons work and why they sometimes don't.
3 Madison police officers are on administrative leave tonight following Saturday's deadly West Side shooting. The officers have a combined 19 years of service between them. Good evening, I'm Michelle Lee. Eric Franke is off this week. Now, this is the third time in 9 months Madison officers have been placed on leave following a deadly shooting. Continuing coverage tonight of the most recent incident Saturday afternoon. Officers Adrian Allen, Alex Bohl, and Ed Marshall all responded to the scene in the 5200 block of Hammersley Road. Madison police say they were dispatched for reports that a man had cut his wife and was armed outside with a knife. According to police, the man armed with a knife ignored commands from officers and they tried to subdue him with a taser. When that didn't work, they used deadly force. It's not clear how many officers fired rounds, and the medical examiner has yet to identify the man who died. Right now, the Dane County Sheriff's Department is overseeing the internal review along with the district attorney. A police spokesman said because the 911 call was reported as a domestic violence situation, there was a large response.
We're being sent to a domestic violence call, so whatever was communicated to the 911 center had something to do with domestic violence. And so that's clear. How things got a little bit changed as we were being dispatched, I don't have that information. Again, the wife, as it turned out, was not injured.
News 3 requested that 911 call along with squad car video from the scene, but our request has been denied as that investigation continues. News 3's Dannika Lewis is following up tonight on police training and protocol for the use of deadly force and tasers, and we're really learning, they don't work in every situation. Clearly.
Yeah, well, we've seen a lot of videos, Michelle, online or elsewhere where people just kind of collapse, right? We see those all the time. But case in point, what happened this weekend, officers tried using a taser before shooting a man dead, but police say it was not effective. And we wanted to know how that could happen.
An officer always has to prepare for the worst on any given call.
A clear warning.
Get down on the ground, do it now, you're gonna get tased.
And then
Taser, taser, taser.
Brian Landers trains future officers at Madison College and says if an electric gun is used, especially against someone armed, there better be backup.
The taser could potentially be used to try to get the person to stop or advancing their threats, but that should only be used when the officer has lethal cover, meaning that a secondary officer is prepared to use deadly force if needed.
Madison police say a man had a knife at 5214 Hammersley Road. Police say he got those clear verbal warnings before officers fired a taser and then a gun. 3 officers, Alex Bohl, Adrian Allen, and Ed Marshall, are on administrative leave while police look into the fatal shooting. Those probes are supposed to lock up a person's muscles, but Landers says some people can withstand the pain of the electric pulses. Also, the wind, a person's clothing, a taser malfunction, it can all cause things to go wrong. And while police don't know exactly what happened on Hammersley or why tasers didn't work, Landers says police need plenty of options to protect themselves.
The best tool, the best weapon they have is their mind and their mouth, their hands and their feet. That's the best weapon that a police officer has.
Now, Landers told us tasers are built to fire those probes anywhere between 15 and 25 feet away. And even then, it can be hard to get them in the optimal placement to bring someone to the ground. Even though tasers are known to produce 50,000 volts of electricity, Landers says the amount that actually is administered when contact is made is less than a simple static shock. So a lot learned today about those weapons and what they can be used for.
Certainly, and training and real life situations are so different.
Completely different split-second decisions we're talking about here.
Yeah, so many more questions tonight about this case, though. Dannika, thanks.
Sure thing.